So as a senior, obviously not the season you would hope for, getting hurt. I guess how will you lead this team, as a captain, a sideline captain?
Yeah, so this has been something that I've been working on at practice even. So helping the coaches and the girls any way I can, being their biggest cheerleader, cheering them on, making sure they have their water, especially snacks. That's a huge thing on this team. But just make sure they are mentally and physically ready to go and push them to the best of their ability.
So in this new role, you're almost like another coach on the staff. What have you seen from this group, and what are your expectations going forward?
Yeah, so I have seen a tremendous amount of focus from these girls. They come to practice every single day with passion, drive, and I am so excited to see what they're going to bring on Wednesday. And we have a really good group this year, and we're going to go far.
So Kristen, your graduate student year, one last ride. I guess heading into your final year, what are your goals? What do you hope to see?
Well, definitely for the goals. Last year we made it all the way to the Final Four, so we're hoping to make it to the national championship this year. We have a bunch of returners back and some good freshmen that are definitely going to help us go further this year.
Awesome, and as a defender, one of the leaders of defenders calls turnovers, ground balls. You don't have that goalie who's all-time saves leader at ESU and Tatiana Petaway. I guess how will you help lead this unit defensively, without that backstop, I guess, there?
Yeah. So Tot was very vocal and always got the crowd going. So I'm hoping to get the energy, get everyone up and just push everyone to be the best that we could be back there. Lead the defense, win championships.
So Xeni, it's been feels like a long off season.
Sure.
Through everything. I guess what have you seen from your team the last month or so?
So I think a lot of growth. The fall was long. We spent a lot of time regrouping as, we did graduate some really strong players, but we also return a lot of very strong players. So we worked on player development so much during the fall. And then I will tell you, this group is so focused. We came back in January and started preseason. And I think I have to remind them to have fun sometimes because they're so focused and ready to go. Obviously, we come off of last season with a chip on our shoulder, and this group is ready to perform.
You mentioned, losing, a couple of special players,
Sure.
Hannah Cicerelle, Tatiana Petaway, both everywhere in the ESU record book.
Sure.
I guess, you bring in a talented freshman class, you have a couple transfers. Can you tell me a little bit about some newcomers?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about those transfers and the freshmen. I think you're going to see a breakout performance from one of our freshmen specifically on the offensive end. I also feel like our goalie game is really fun right now. We do have a freshman goalie who's been playing just out of her mind in preseason. And my transfers, Maddie Heck is awesome. She's so fast. Kendall Allie Sweeney, she is a great defender who plays really aggressively. So we're very excited about that group of incomers, and they've definitely bought into our culture and our program, and I think I'm excited to see what they do this season.
Great, and specifically the offense, you mentioned, Hannah's gone.
Sure.
60% of the offense is back. Emily Mitterton is only a sophomore. You
Right.
mentioned Allie. I guess specifically offense, what do you see from this kind of group of, meshing?
Sure. So I think you're going to see a lot of seniority within that group as well. They're just making big time decisions in the games. We've had some scrimmages here to prepare, and what I've seen is that they've evolved and grown into a different kind of attack that we've been before. But yeah, we have Gianna Leduc returning down there, Shannon Dent, Kiki. We're going to do just fine. I'm very excited.
Great. And defensively now?
Returning 3 out of the 4 starters.
Yep. And, you mentioned freshman goalie. I guess just the plan defensively, how do you see kind of this group going?
Sure. So defensively, I've actually been telling them they've all been playing so well, it's actually getting really hard to fill that fourth spot because I feel like every single defender has been rising up to the challenge. I think we're going to play in that fourth spot is going to depend who our competition is and how we need to play that other role. So obviously Chelsea Allie tore her ACL in the fall, so what would have been an automatic has turned things to a more competitive atmosphere on the defending end. So we have a senior goalie and we have a freshman goalie, and I very much can see them splitting time if that's what that looks like right now, because they're both just playing so well. But you can't deny KP and Kristen and Maggie as some of the best defenders that have ever been in this program. So I'm excited.
Great. And final question, when you go to multiple Final Fours, you know what the goal is
Sure.
at the end of the season. I guess, how does this team take that next step up?
Yeah, so I think that last year we peaked at maybe a little late, and I think that our goal would obviously with playing a full schedule this season is that we can hit our peak a little sooner and be able to build on that a little bit more and become more consistent once we hit that. I think we were still really young last season when we were at the Final Four. You had some fifth years, but you also were relying so much on the freshman class. Well, now the sophomores have had experience at that level, and we're really senior, fifth year, and sophomore strong. So there's just more growth. So I think that we just have to get to that point and remain there a little earlier.